I'll be the first to admit, I'm not a follower of Dave Ramsey's teachings. I do think what Dave Ramsey teaches is phenomenal for a lot of people in certain boats. However, it is a lot contrary to the investing mindset. I've always thought there's the Dave Ramsey path and there's the Robert Kiyosaki path. For example, Dave Ramsey says no leverage, no debt. Robert Kiyosaki's like, we love debt. It completely depends on what your goals are. I personally, not in Dave Ramsey's court. However, I will say that a sponsored ad or something on Facebook from Dave Ramsey showed up on my Facebook the other day, and he said something in this post that I actually did agree with. And I want to tell you what that is. And I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to tell you two things that relate to it on the Robert Kiyosaki path. So, if you're into real estate investing, if you're a Robert Kiyosaki fan, stick with me because I'm going to pull a Dave Ramsey thing that he said and really use it to drive home a couple huge points about the real estate investing path. So, are you ready for it? Here's what Dave Ramsey said, and I was actually shocked at myself. I was like, oh, that's actually very helpful information. He said that if you invest only $100 a month from the ages of 25 to 65 in the stock market, the S&P 500 or wherever, I'm not even a stock person, but wherever it is in the stocks, that at the end of that period, you will have $1,176,000 just from investing $100 a month. His rationale for this was multiplying the percent increase of stocks over the years to that range, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, there's some variables in there. But what I really heard in this, and what his point of the post was, there is no amount too small to invest. A mere $100 can turn into well over $1 million over that time period. He even says, if you're not as young as 25 and you're closer to the 65 range, doesn't matter. The point is that little tiny amount can turn into something huge. So, that's what Dave Ramsey said that I agree with. Now, let's pull that over into real estate investing and specifically rental properties and see how this could relate to the Robert Kiyosaki path. I'm going to give you two ways that these things connect in my mind. The first, at a bare minimum, this should be really encouraging to buy rental properties. Okay, wait, how does investing $100 a month in the stock market relate to rental properties? Valid question. Here's what it is. When you buy a rental property, quite often, there is an intention of getting cash flow every month. So your income surpasses your expenses and you get to pocket the difference every month. That's your cash flow. Typically, cash flow, depending on what you buy, because this can vary all over the place, might be anywhere from negative to $0 a month to $50 to $100 to $200 to $500 a month, whatever it is you're investing in. So here's why this is motivating. Think about, he said $100 a month. What if you have a rental property that cash flows $100 a month? Well, if you put that cash flow, that $100 a month, into the stock market, again, I'm not even an advocate of the stock market, but let's keep it simple and go with it. Put that $100 in the stock market and hold it over time. That cash flow, according to Dave Ramsey's calculations, which I believe, may end up being well over $1 million later on. Now, that's exciting in and of itself, but where the real excitement comes in is rental properties make money specifically in 5 different ways. Cash flow is only one of them. Cash flow, appreciation, the tax benefits, equity build via mortgage paydown, and hedging against inflation. If you have no idea what words just came out of my mouth, I'm going to link to a video below, literally called The 5 Profit Centers of a Rental Property. Go watch that so you really understand what I'm talking about here and you really understand the power of what I'm telling you. Even if you know about the 5 profit centers, go check that video out anyways just to remind yourself, because the inherent power in each of those profit centers is huge. So if a rental property is making money in 5 different ways, cash flow is only one of them. What if the cash flow alone, and this is if it's only making $100 a month, which it's probably going to make more than that, especially over time, because the rents are going to keep going up. So at a bare minimum, let's say it's making $100 a month, and you invest that over that time frame that Dave Ramsey was talking about while you hold the rental property, the cash flow income alone could put over $1 million in your hand. Then you add in appreciation, which we all know can be pretty substantial. Then the tax benefits, then the equity build via mortgage paydown. Then all the while, you're hedging against inflation. The compounding power of each of those profit centers individually is huge. And the reason that I'm tying this into the cash flow profit center is that oftentimes it's funny because with cash flow, people are so focused on it, but the reality is the cash flow income is actually can be significantly lower than the rest of them, which is funny why people focus on it so much. But what if there was suddenly a way to compound all of that cash flow? $100 a month becomes well over $1 million because you've invested that measly little $100 a month rather than taking yourself out for a dinner. So make sure you've watched the 5 profit centers of a rental property and really take in what I'm telling you, the compounding power of investing your money. So yes, you can do just what he said and just put $100 a month away and invest that and make over $1 million on it. But what if you pull that in to the rental property investment and make that just one of your profit centers? I mean, come on. Okay. I was getting a little soapbox there. The second thing that I want to talk about in relation to what he's saying with these numbers is I recently posted a video about should you stop investing when the interest rates get higher? The reason being because the cash flow gets lower. If the interest rates on the mortgage gets higher, it's going to make your mortgage more expensive, which is going to eat into your cash flow profits. And when the interest rates jumped recently pretty high, higher than they've been in a while, a lot of people stopped investing. And the reason they stopped investing is because suddenly the cash flow on this said rental property was now only $100 a month versus somewhere between $200 and $400 a month. I get it. It's a big difference. But does that mean you should stop investing? No. Go check out the video that I'm linking below, literally called The 7 Reasons You Should Not Stop Investing. And it's specific to high interest rates, but it also speaks to the bigger picture of investing in rental properties anyways. So go watch that video and then come back to this Dave Ramsey idea of if you invest $100 a month into the stock market, you're going to end up with $1,176,000, give or take for different factors, obviously, over $1 million. So was holding out on that rental property because the cash flow is now only $100 versus $300 really worth it? Tie that all back into the 5 profit centers. This whole idea, and I never thought I would use a Dave Ramsey belief to justify a Robert Kiyosaki belief or whatever, however you want to differentiate these paths, but Dave really just gave a big old nugget as to why it's so important to not stop investing. And it really drives home the point of compounding profits. Take that with you and really work that math. Tie in that over $1 million on the cash flow. And number one, tell me how powerful a rental property can be financially. And number two, tell me if it's really worth not investing just because the interest rates get higher. And also another encouragement for going to check out this video, I give you a secret sauce in there about how to overcome the higher interest rate anyways. It's not permanent. So go check out both of those videos below, and I absolutely want to hear from you. Are you buying what I'm offering? Are you a Dave Ramsey fan? Are you a Robert Kiyosaki fan? Are you a fan of both? Where is your belief system? And how do you feel about the profit potential of a rental property? I want to hear from you. Make sure you've also hit the subscribe button. Oh, hello. And like this video. If you like profits, like the video. All right, I'm going to see you on the next one. Make sure you subscribe so you get a notification.